Hey everybody, how y'all doing today? It's your boy. You ain't got the plan back again with another video. Today, I'm going to talk about free agents. I think we should bring in or get a look at. I'm going to start this off with one free agent. I'm going to start this off with Chris Jones. He's from the Kansas City Chiefs. Last season, he had a dominant season. This year, he was a little hampered by injuries or whatnot, but still, when he came back, he was playing pretty strong. Pretty strong when he came back. And I don't know why Kansas City ain't signed him to an extension yet. That's kind of a little bit weird to me, and I'm thinking he's only 25, so he's a defensive tackle. He's a guy who can push the pocket and get in there and get sacks. So that's what we really need from him. We really need us a dominant 3-tech that can push the pocket, get sacks, and, help out the edge rushers. So kind of like our edge rushers, they can collapse them in. And then Chris Jones, he can push the pocket from the inside straight in. You see what I'm trying to say? And then they can kind of meet at the middle and eat up on them sacks. So everybody's wondering, what would a contract look like for Chris Jones? I can't answer that question for y'all because I really don't know. But let me look it up and let me see. Does anybody have like? What? Do what? Oh, Chris Jones doesn't have money on his books. What's going on? So why I thought Chris Jones didn't have no money on his books? I thought Chris Jones had money on his books. What, they just paid him yesterday? Okay. Okay, well, I forgot. Kansas City, they switched their scheme and they play him as a defensive end. Oh, my bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. I just had a moment right there. I'm like, I know he ain't got no money on his books. Okay, so they said, now this is Sport Rack. They said $18.5 million is his his calculated market value. Which is somewhere around Frank Jones, Trey Flowers, and people like that. 5 years, $87 million, 25. Chris Jones, he got an 86. He's got like the best sacks per game percentage, tackles per game. Well, in the players they're naming off right here. Hurries. He has, the second best in hurries? And his overall, what is this? GPA games played percentage. It's at like, it's one of the lowest. He's got like, his is like 89% games played. But Chris Jones, he's a good player. He's actually the superstar. I never really heard anything negative about him. The only thing he's kind of a quiet player. I'm pretty sure he's probably a good locker room guy. I just ain't never heard anything bad about him, which that's an excellent thing, is because you can't find too many players that you ain't heard nothing just bad about them, like they're going off on somebody or something like that. He kind of seems like he would be a Ballard player. And like Chris Ballard been saying for a long time, he's saying that he don't want to spend all the money to go out and build a team, but he didn't say nothing about going to go get a guy that he knows and he trusts and that he's willing to pay. So, I mean, just because Chris Ballard said that you can't build a team, but you can't buy a team, doesn't mean like he's not going to spend in free agency. He spends, he might just, well, now, if it's a ridiculous thing, Chris Jones, he ends up with like $20 million. Okay, so what? We can't compete on that level. But if we can tell him, hey man, Chris Jones, come to the team. We'll give you 17 and a half a year. We'll fully guarantee 2 years for you, and we'll pay you we'll give you a incentive-based deal. Like, it's only worth, I don't know, since it's 17 and a half, so it's only worth it like $12 million. $12 million will be his base salary, and he have $5 million like incentives. But I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, and that's a good deal for both parties, is because he can come and he knows a guy like Chris Ballard, and he knows in this scheme he's very needed, and he don't have to worry about taking over, taking control, anything like that, because he already have people here with him that would help him. And and the coach locker room, they all come together and they all be like they brothers. So that's the thing about it. And it's already a culture built, and he's from a culture that Chris Ballard knows. So, and the only thing we have to do is just. But hold on. Let me stop. I think I did hear something about Chris Jones. I don't know whether he was. I can't remember. Oh, well, just did find one thing. I mean, he was driving with a suspended license, but I mean, that's just a bad. It's just like a bad lapse of judgment. So, I mean, yeah, bad decision. So, but I mean, this guy Chris Jones, he gets on the field, he dominates. The last year, last year, if it wasn't for Aaron Donald, he probably would have been the defensive player of the year. Well, second tier, something like, he would have been the best defensive tackle in the league if it wasn't for Aaron Donald last season, because he had like 18 sacks, something like 17. He had a ridiculous number of sacks. So, and to get a player of this caliber and put him on our team, he's only 25. I mean, I could see if he was like 30, but he's only 25. You go ahead, you pay them people that's 25 and under, you go ahead and pay them, because they're going to still grow with your team, because everybody on the team right now, most players, most players, they're like 20 something, like 22. But still, 25, that's not a bad thing. And I mean, Ballard may be able to talk this guy into coming. And then we got Justin Houston. Justin Houston might be over there, just say, hey man, just come on over to the team, man. I really like it here in Indianapolis and stuff like that. So see, we already got a guy that was just there last year that can really go talk to Chris Jones and tell him, hey man, this is a good team, this is a good environment and everything, and you're going to really love it here. So, I mean, we already getting people that they already know. I'm not for sure if the Kansas City Chiefs are going to sign him. We have to wait to see what they're going to do. They might just tag him, which that's just complete disrespect. We're not giving up 2 first-round picks to get Chris Jones. Now, we're throwing that out the window. They tag him, but if I'm him, I'm letting them know, you tag me, I will not. See, that's what I hate about the franchise tag. It could be so many players that's supposed to hit the open market, and then bam, you hit them with the franchise tag. The franchise tag is the most weakest move of all time. I can understand if like it's a guy that you really don't know. He had one good season, then he had a bad season, have a good season, have a bad season. You know what I'm trying to say? I can see those guys, but I hate when they go out there and these guys is just real superstar talents and they want to franchise tag them. Come on, bro. Don't franchise tag a guy you already know what you got up in there. You take his best season and his worst season. You take those 2 seasons out, and then you see what you got from there. And that's all what you need to do to really show what you see consistently. Like if you got 4 years of tape, take the best year out and the worst year out, and somewhere in the middle, that's what kind of guy you really have. So just take that consistency of everything. All right, then. Thank y'all. Like, subscribe, turn on post notifications.